So what do you do when the past comes knocking at your door? You know, at this time of recording, it is New Year's Eve. And I've been doing a lot of reflecting the past couple days. It has been a big year for me. Starting over at 53, everything changed in July. And, you know, when you choose a new path, and it can be a path for your employment, it could be a path of getting out of a bad relationship, whether it is with a partner or maybe even a friend. You know, there's so many different paths that we can choose. But I'm telling you, every time we start a new path, the past will come knock at our door. So I lit my candle by hour, my courting candle, because it just reminds me of the past, and I thought it was fitting for this conversation. I love that candle, the beeswax, and just the story behind the old courting candle. I did share that in one of my previous videos, and I thought I'd have a spot of tea with you today to talk about this. So, you know, there have been 4 distinct memories, 4 distinct times in my life where I chose a different path, and the past came back and I allowed it back in. You know, the first one was with my ex-husband, my ex-husband, who is the father to my 2 older boys. He lost his brother very early, and I felt sorry for him, and I felt bad, and he was hurting. And in that moment of emotion, I let him back in, even though the drugs hadn't changed, but I let him back in. And I think maybe at that time in my life, it was late 20s, so it was a while ago. I think in that time in my life, I missed that family unit, and I was hoping he would change, but he didn't. And then again, it did not work out. So that was the first distinct moment where I let the past back in, and it really kind of bit me doing that. There's 3 other times. Whew, you would think I would learn, you know? You would think I would learn. So a couple times I had left my employment to do various things. First time that I left, I decided to take my boys, and we went to Fairbanks, Alaska, and we lived there for a year. I sold everything, and I have to tell you, it was the most invigorating time of my life. It was amazing, and I reconnected with my boys in a way that I would never have been able to do down here. I worked in the school, so I was there close and personal with them all the time. And that was a far cry from being a single mom. And you single moms out there, I know how hard it is. You know, sun up, sun down, you're exhausted, you're trying to do your best, but yet you still have to go to work and you're missing things. I remember missing my second oldest riding his first bike without training wheels. I pulled into the driveway of the daycare and saw him riding the bike and just started to cry. I remember those things. So you single moms out there, I give kudos to you, and don't give up. Don't give up, because you're doing a great job. It's a hard job, but you're doing a great job. So when I returned back from Fairbanks, Alaska, my boss called me, and my previous boss had called me and said he needed me to come back. Wow, doesn't it feel good to be needed? Those are 3 wicked little words. I need you. You know, we all want to feel needed. We all desire to be needed from our husband and our children and our, place of employment. It feels good to be needed. But it didn't work out again. It didn't work out. I was not happy. I wasn't happy at all. So I changed jobs and left then. And then a couple years later, oh, here he comes again. Knock, knock, knock on my door. And I opened it. And I can't say I was extremely happy where I was working or anything like that. But I knew that I could make more money. And ultimately, that was my deciding factor. Talk to my husband, I could make more money. But never was it really what I needed. It just wasn't. I went to make money. Now, there could be friendships. There could be spouses. They miss you. They need you. They sure do know how to play on our heartstrings. So what do we do? So when the past comes knocking, don't open the door. Just don't do it. I'm telling you, nothing good comes from swinging that door open, because you're going to hear it all. And they're going to play on your heartstrings. And it's not good. So what you're going to do instead, you can peek out the door, turn around and walk away. Leave that door closed. Whether it's a text message, whether it's an email, a voicemail, whatever, just shut it down. Don't even look at it. Don't open it. Take a pause. Take a deep breath. Take a pause. And remember your why. Why did you leave that job? Why did you end that relationship? Why did you end that friendship? Why did you move across country? Why did you do all of these things? Where is your heart? Where is your heart? Why did you do it? And remember the reason why. I'm telling you, it is so worth it. Take that pause. Remember your reason why. Why I left the draining, mentally exhausted, thankless job I did for the life I now lead. And no, my life is not super exciting right now, but it is, because I have all of you. I have my channel. This is a dream come true for me. I'm by myself most of the time during the day, and I get to do what I want to do and make money at it. How bad is that? Remember your why. I would not go back to that lifestyle again. And I'm not saying I wouldn't take another job. I wouldn't go back to a customer service job. But why'd you leave that relationship? I know for me, it was because drugs were more important than my kids or me. That was my why. So remember your whys, because when they come at your heartstrings, those whys go right out the window because they need you. So let me ask you, those 3 little words, I need you. Do you need you? And remember that you need you more than they need you. Because 9 times out of 10, it's months past that the past comes back. So it's months that you've cut things off, right? And then all of a sudden they realize what they lost. Well, a little too late, I mean, wouldn't it have been nice to have been realized what they had when they had you? It's those things. So remember that you need you. You need to be who you want to be. You need to explore and take that road that you're traveling. And just don't open the door. You know, it could be a text message. It could be an email. It could be a phone call with a voicemail. It could be a knock at the door. Just don't open it. Don't open it. And then if they miss you, well, I am sorry, but I missed myself more. And you have to remember that. If that past comes a knocking and they miss you, remember how much you missed yourself while you were at that job, that relationship, that friendship. How much did you miss you? You know, letting go of the past is difficult, and I do have another video on it. But this was really heavy on my heart. And it is New Year's Eve today. And, you know, we're saying goodbye to 2024. And I was reflecting on how many times I let the past come in and dictate my life. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not allowing it. The past is not allowed in. I have said before, I am looking forward. I am not looking in the rearview mirror. So I wish all of you a happy New Year's. You know, if you have some things in your past, let's shut them up. Just shut them up with 2024 and ditch it aside. And what can we do in 2025? You know, welcome back to Pinebrook Homestead. And my name is Marie. If you are new here, welcome. We talk all sorts of things. I need to get into the kitchen. I have a dill pickle dip that I'm making. I have some food prep to do for tomorrow. My family is coming over. And if you watched my last video, I did get my whole list done. Whew, took me 2 days or a day longer than I anticipated, but I did get it all done. Welcome here, guys. And I cannot tell you enough how grateful and how thankful I am for all of you. And I cannot tell you enough how many times I pray for all of you. And I pray that you have a healthy, happy, and wonderful 2025. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.